Welcome back to the weekend project, where this weekend we're going to get into this this corner where the wood goes to die.
Wood, Jerry. Wood.
Believe it or not, underneath all this wood is a wood organizer. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this out, and we're going to get this painted, and we're going to add a few more dividers in there so that we can organize the wood better. But as you can see, like right now, it's full of
my precious
that you can't do anything with. I'm going to show you a couple things that we can build out of some of this scrap wood to make some money. And then we will get into the wood organizer. So we got the scrap box all cleaned out. We're going to get a paint job on it real quick. So I'm saving money on this one. So I actually had this one left over. It's about half full. So might as well use this up before it goes bad. Paint can go bad. So that's how we're going to save money on this. We're just going to use this up. I really don't care what color it is or anything. So we just get through this paint job real quick. So here's the first scrap wood project. We're going to build one of these wood mallets. This isn't my original design. I really don't know who was the original designer, but you can make these numerous ways. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. But we're going to kind of copy this one, and we're just going to make another one. But these things will go for about $30 to $50 online. We got a scrap piece of maple. We got cherry and another cherry. So we're going to start with the handle. We're going to get some measurements.
Don't add, just subtract.
14 inches. And you can make the handle as long or as short as you want. And then we are going to rip it 1.5 inches. So we'll rip it real quick. Now we'll finish this line out. We'll take it over to the miter box. So after you get done cutting it like that, that's what you should end up with. Now what we need to do is put one in the center for the wedge. So when we put it in the head, we glue it, spreads apart. So we need to find center. And actually this takes me into the 3D print. Little center finder. All you do is just put it on there. Now obviously we can't use it all the way to there, but save from doing a bunch of math, we can just put it right up there.
That's sweet.
Now what we're going to do is we're just going to draw that right there. Okay, so there's our center. We can go 2 3/4. We're not going to go all the way down. 2 inches down.
Stupid.
So we will want to put our blade. We're going to cut a notch out of there. We will put our blade to 2 inches. There we go. Bring this guy back out.
And it was at that moment I realized.
Now, we're just going to have to make a jig real quick. So, as you can see, I had to slap a little jig together.
I'm going slap, slap, happy, slappity, slap.
To help keep my fingers away from that. Probably should have done that from the beginning, but you can see right there in the center. So the handle's done. So now we're going to cut the outside pieces, which is these 2 blocks right here. So we're going to cut them out. We want it to be 3 inches thick this way. And then we want 4.5 inches long ways. And this scrap piece actually measured a 4.5. So now we got the mallet outsides done. We got the handle done. And this will be our fillers for the side of the handle. So what we need to do now is we need to find center right there in the middle. Now we're going to take this part of the handle. And what we're going to do is we're going to line it up with center, and then we're going to trace the line on both sides. In this, it doesn't necessarily matter whether that sticks out on that side, because we're going to put just a little bit of we're going to cut a little bit of an angle on it. So we'll cut all this access off. Cut these at 3 inches. Take it over here to the miter box. So now we got our marks on both these. We got our 2 little blocks. We're just going to we're going to put some glue right there, right there. We're going to sandwich these together. So we're going to get some clamps. Squeeze a little glue. Okay, now that we got this all glued up, we'll set this off to the side. And we're just going to have to wait on that to dry. So for our next project, we're going to build a little cell phone holder. Let's see what we can find here. So we got some of this leftover pine. And the first thing we're going to want to do is measure over, well, it's funny, 14 inches. So we'll mark that. Take that over to the miter box. So we got our piece cut down to 14 inches. And we're going to measure 8 inches. And then we'll cut that. So we're going to measure from the bottom. We're going to go 1.25 inches. And then we're going to take our other piece. We'll put this piece on there. Mark a line right there. Let's see. So if you get a sharp enough pencil. So we got it right there is what this is saying is center. That's right on pretty much. Take this center line all the way down, because we're going to need center down here anyways. So then from our center line, we're just going to go a 1/2 inch on both sides of that center. Go right there. And then right there. This is what's going bye-bye. So we're going to take our other piece. We're going to line this up. And we'll make little marks on both sides. And then we're going to measure 1.5 inches up. And then we're going to get rid of that center. So now we got this marked center. We're going to run over to the drill press and drill us a hole. Now we got a 5/8 Forstner bit in here. We're just going to go about halfway through, then we'll flip it over and we'll go through the halfway so that we don't have any blowout. So. There we go. Now we're just going to put a little round over on these just to get rid of these sharp corners, and we'll run it over here to the router table. So we got this all sanded down We did some nice little round overs on it. Dry, but we'll finish this out the rest of the way with it's a little espresso. Yeah, we'll put that finish on there. We just got a little piece of rag. I just cut pieces off of a shirt or whatever. There ain't no sense in buying a bunch of brushes and stuff. So while we wait for this to dry, I didn't use any CA glue, so we're probably gonna have to finish this up tomorrow. I want this to be good and set, because once we drive this wedge we're fixing to make into the top, I don't want it to blow that apart. So we're gonna let this go overnight and we'll get back to this part tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and, well, that's a good tight fit. We're gonna go ahead and make the wedge right now, just to get it out of the way. If you guys haven't already, like, share, subscribe, and comment below and let me know what future projects you want to see. It's a channel that's going to cover all kinds of things. Just recommend something and we'll see if we can't do it. Thanks for watching. We're just going to wait on that and we'll finish that one up tomorrow. Okay, all dried up, good and solid. We're going to glue this handle in here. So we're going to get some glue. Okay, so this next part's optional. I just like to put a little round over and make it easier to grip the handle. Just make it a little bit smoother, cleaner look. You don't have to do it, but I just do it. Makes it look better. And as you can see, as I'm sitting here doing it, I was just going to do a round over all the way through the whole handle, but I can't get there because of the mallet head. Probably do the handle before you glue it to the mallet head. Probably make it a lot easier. So we'll just finish this up and then I'll take it over to the bench. Then I'll get the palm router and we'll get this handle. I went with a little bit different one. And what I do is I take it all the way till it hits the mallet head, stops, and then you take it back the other way and you put that right on you stop it right even with it. And it makes a nice little so it doesn't slip out of your hand. It makes it nice and grippy. Like I said, this part's optional. I just like doing it. Okay, now we're going to do everybody's favorite part. We're going to sand this down. Okay, now we're going to slap a little finish on this bad boy. What I'm using here is some Minwax finishing wax. So you put a coat on and you don't wipe it off. And then you leave it on there for about 15 minutes or so. And then you wipe it off. And then you put a second coat on there. And it's really easy to put on, and it gives the wood nice color and brings out a lot of the wood grain. And I like it just because it's cheap and easy. I bought this can, I don't know, 5 years ago, and I barely even made a dent in it. So, yeah, it's a really good, cheap way to do this. Oh, hey guys. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to get this saw blade changed out. Just get out there and build something.